Yeah, my limited point was that we need to understand why there is a prediction that the growth rate may dip a bit in the coming year is because we have not really stabilized from a geopolitical perspective. We see more conflicts coming from a geopolitical perspective that will clearly have an impact on the Indian economy, and therefore it's prudent to have a more diminished expectation of the growth. But having said that, it's a growth of a very high magnitude of a very large base. So that's something to be really cheerful about. Also, as the survey seems to be pointing at, that the whole objective of the economy is not to grow at, let's say, 10% or 8%, but to have a stable growth while ensuring that the vulnerable sections of the population are taken care of. If you are having a secular stable growth, that's a more desirable factor than having 10% growth for 5, 6, 7 years and then having a great crash. We are seeing that happening in China. That's unfolding as we speak. That should not happen to India. While we are on that subject, also we need to ensure that we are protected from dumping from neighboring countries and from all over the world, thanks to some of the FTAs that were signed around 2009, 2010. And those FTAs are coming back and biting us. So I hope that in the upcoming budget, some of these issues are taken care of, including what the industry has been screaming about the inverted duty structure. It's unacceptable that we, through our tariff policies, are discriminating against our own industries. And so our industry is not getting market access to either the Indian market or to market abroad. And the strange situation that we see is that we are being accused, our industry has been accused of being uncompetitive and therefore not being given any support while they are being slapped with anti-dumping duties in Europe. So one must decide, either we are so competitive that there's anti-dumping duty being slapped, or we are not competitive and therefore we need support. So there is a significant rethink that needs to be done with respect to our domestic industry. If you simply look at, let's say, critical minerals, the input cost, the tariff on the input raw material, molybdenum oxide, is 2.5%, whereas the finished good, the Koreans can export to India at 0%, which is ferromolybdenum. That's quite unfair. And we are as competitive as anybody else. The same is the case in terms of energy security. If you look at ammonium nitrate, if we don't increase the tariffs, we will not be able to ever build our capability in this country. And if we don't do that, we'll always be looking around for ammonium nitrate to make the explosives that go into coal, which then fuel 70% of our energy requirements. So, I would expect that tomorrow's budget takes care of some of these issues. But something that's very interesting that came out of the survey, the economic survey, is a special focus on agriculture. I think it's basically asking for a refocus on agriculture, a more innovative approach to reviving agriculture than simply putting in more subsidies. So it doesn't say that take away subsidies, but it's saying we need to do more. And I hope I see more is being done, both in terms of supporting core agriculture, but also the ancillary industries, the food processing around core agriculture, automation of agriculture, and so on and so forth. So it'll be very interesting to see how the budget shapes up tomorrow.